the Too Many Hats podcast with your host with the most, Tony and Lavelle. Every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock That P. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. Too Many Hats podcast. Top of the morning to you, my good people. Happy Monday morning on this beautiful, beautiful Monday morning. This is a beautiful day in your neighborhood. I hear music. Is that me?
I ain't playing no
It's a
music.
beautiful day in the neighborhood, man. This your host with the most, Tony May, Lavelle Salt. What it do, my guy?
What's up, bro?
Man, I want to give a shout out, man. I want to give a shout out to my family, bro.
Yeah, y'all kicked it, bro. I hate I couldn't make it over there.
And they showed up and showed out for our third annual camp night, man, at my mom's house. It was good, bro. It was good. See, the last couple years I had rented like a big screen, like the big outdoor screen and all that. So after last year, I went and bought me one. So I bought me one. That was the first time I put it up, but man, the screen worked great. I made sure we had something to projected to project to it and all that stuff, man. We did karaoke, man. We watched a movie. Just had a good time, bro.
Yeah, man. Family is everything, especially going through all this crap we're going through right now.
Right. Man, because you just want to get your people together, man, and love on them and show love. And I know this was a difficult weekend for my sister and my niece and nephew because this was the anniversary. Well, this was not the anniversary, but this was her husband and their dad's birthday weekend as well. And so, it was kind of bittersweet for them. But shout out, man. Shout out to my family, man. Shout out to all families, bro. That's out here loving on their people, man.
Right.
This is what we need, man. We need people out here, man, showing out and showing love. And like never before, especially in this unprecedented time, man, where, there's so much uncertainty, there's so much going on where we don't really understand, what it is. And it's just, people are just kind of going through the motions now. Yeah. So again, shout out to all families, man. That's doing their thug thistle out here, man, and keeping their families together, man.
The Fairly thing that don't normally fall on the same weekend, do it? Because y'all went to the Fairly thing last year.
Well, we generally rotate our family depending on the weather. If it's gonna be cold, because we don't want to be out there and it's too cold. We don't want to be too hot, so we try to do it. And so we picked this weekend because we've been just kind of gauging the weather, and I picked it, and it just so happened to be on the same Saturday. If I had known, I would have did it because I like to be out there and show, represent it Fairly too. Shout out to Fairly, by the way, man. They had their alumni picnic, kind of like gathering this weekend. And it was good, man. I saw a lot of people out there, man. I saw a lot of videos and pictures and stuff coming down my timeline where everybody just out there having a good time, fun. I got several texts from people like, man, where you at? Where you at? I'm like, man, I'm with the family today, to me, family come before all that, but if for that, I would have been there.
It was a lot of stuff going on this weekend. Mitchell had their stuff.
Yep.
Couple of West folks had some stuff.
Yeah, Hillcrest too. Yep.
Yeah, Hillcrest. Yeah, because my partner went to Hillcrest.
So it was a lot, man. Shout out to all those schools, man. They're still trying to, and these alumni, man. They're trying to keep just keep it going, man. Because again, it's so much going on, man, and we got to love on people while we can. And so, all those who who are organizing these events and getting the people together, man. Shout out to y'all too, man, because it takes people to organize and get stuff together, man. So shout out to y'all as well. I know Greg do a lot of the organizing and stuff, or at least trying to help out or promote. And so shout out, man, to them, man. GK, G and K, what is it? GK Price Entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out. All right, so let's jump on in here today, man. We didn't gave out. You got any more shout outs?
No,
Man,
good.
shout out to Lil Lavelle, man, and his girlfriend. No, I'm just-
You so stupid.
girlfriend, man, supporting his craft on the side craft, man.
Yeah, I say something. I know Fifi gonna premiere her movie on this coming Friday, The Juke, where you came for your birthday.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
good. Okay. All right, man. All right, let's jump on in this thing, man. 'Cause this is another one of these things, man. And this was just a question I had, man, because when I look at kind of what we got going on and what we're dealing with, like, are we still it? Are we still the it? Or are
It's a
we
very
still
first
the it
question.
factor? You know. My question is the US still considered the greatest power of the free world? Is the US still considered the greatest power of the free world? And so, of course, my presentation starts off with why the US is considered the greatest power of the free world.
Mhm.
And we're going to talk about the strengths and some of the criticisms of the US as well. Y'all know we're criticized a lot by the Asian, Indian or Arab community,
Mhm.
because we've interfered in a lot of business over there. Well, one of the things too, man, that when you got that oil, when you have stuff that the world needs, people tend to fight over.
Oh yeah.
And them having all that oil over there and be enriching, you know, it's people want it, man. And people come for it. And
Mhm.
so one of the things that US has done, is that we've always tried to, and I don't know to what detriment or to whose detriment this has come, but we've always tried to keep um the hope of democracy alive in a lot of other countries, so tyrants and tyranny won't prevail. But even in the midst of that right now, we're feeling like we're dealing with a tyrant.
Mm. Yeah.
So it's kind of an oxymoron, I guess.
Mhm.
Two things don't go together. Um, but one of the reasons why we've always been considered one of the greatest powers in the free world is our military dominance. We have a fantastic military, which befuddles me, that Pete Hegseth would get up and just kind of try to tear the military down and what he's gonna rebuild it back up to.
And
Uh,
them folks. I just read a report before I logged on. Uh, them folks is hot with him, Doc. They still
it's
talking about.
a lot of military folk is for sure. Even though the
Mhm.
veterans are super hot
Yeah.
because a lot of them, um, been through several tours of duty in several places. And then when he got that, somebody showed a video of him so-called working out, and boy, they was blasting to my. He was doing women underhand push-ups because men do overhand push-up. He doing underhand push-ups, and they said they don't know if he had just did one or two and fell down, or he had did 1,000. But it looked the way he was doing them, it looked really weak. They was blasting him.
Mm.
So they were going in on him on his little video. But we have the world's most powerful and technological advanced military. Um, I'm gonna say, man, we do have, I think, one of the most powerful military, but I don't know if we're the most technologically advanced.
No, not when you're dealing with China.
you dealing with China and man, some of the stuff they got. I just don't think we're the most technologically advanced military.
They so
I
far
think we probably
advanced
one of them, but I don't
overall.
think
Period.
the most.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I said, some of this stuff kind of still remains to be seen. I do know that we probably don't show our hand on everything either.
True.
We probably still testing some stuff out and don't show our hand on everything. But um, yeah, anyway, the largest defense budget.
Mm.
Uh, we and I do understand the global present. We got bases all over the world. We got fleets in all of the oceans. We have alliances. Through NATO and others. But again, in this current climate, the current situation, in this current leader that we have, supposed leader that we have, are we tearing down those alliances?
Of course, he don't have any respect for it. And I think one of the reasons why he don't have any respect for it, and somebody mentioned this one of these podcasts I was watching, it's really no reason for him to have any respect, because a lot of the presidents literally was in the army or in the Marines or in the Navy
Mm,
or Air Force. He ain't served in none of this stuff.
mm. Right.
So you can't really have no respect for nothing that you don't understand.
Mm. Yeah, that's kind of, and the fact that he's never served. I think I don't think Peach Headset even served either.
That I'm not sure of.
Yeah, no, I don't think he served either. Which is why, they was kind of really, because one of the things he talked about was, and I really think that this was directed towards us, um, black people.
Mhm.
He's talking about having a clean shaven face. And you have a lot of black people have what we used to call in the military a shaving profile, because I had one. Because when I shaved, I bumped up.
Mm.
If I use razors, and at that time we didn't really have clippers like that to shave with clippers. And so we were using the electric razor and all that stuff, man. You would bump up, be all red, itchy red. And some of them guys have what's that, folliculitis or whatever it is, where the skin, where
Mhm.
the hair curls back on the skin, they get real bumpy.
Mhm.
So they allow men to have these shaving profiles, or I don't know what they call them across the different branches, but I know when I was in, they called a shaving profile. You go to the doctor on the property, or you had your medical statement before you got there, and they allowed you to wear a beard, but your beard just had to be low,
Mhm.
and so now he's saying no beards. No, ain't doing no beards, and we gonna be a real man. You can't shade, and this might not be the military. Then I'm looking at all of these special forces and special ops dudes that got full beards,
Mm.
and I'm like, so you gonna require them to cut theirs off too?
But why should that even matter, man? Because my thing is,
Stupid, bro. Like that ain't had no bearing on nothing.
right? That's crazy. Anyway, mm.
That has no bearing on nothing, bro. But that's the stuff that he's talking about, and that's why I say
That's
use that stuff to get people upset.
unnecessary authority, unnecessary use of power
Yeah,
for no reason.
and that's why I believe like our dominance, and I still think we we're definitely still feared, but I think our dominance is, I won't say it's diminishing, but um with the leaders that we're carrying have in place, man, it's questionable.
Yeah.
It's questionable.
But when you look back over the previous presidents, majority of the time, they recognized the military. They did what they needed to do as far as when things popped off. But that was like a segment, a sector to itself. It was their own power. You didn't, you I don't, I can't recall I can't recall no
But
president.
they let them do what they do, and they still sit back from the Oval Office, and they sent them out and dispatch them out the country. They had the authority to
Right.
pull them back in from countries and deploy them to different places in different regions. They had that, they could do that, but I don't think that they played around with them like I
Like
don't
they
know
do.
no president that did that.
Yeah,
Well, he
I've
doing
never seen
trying
it.
to deploy military against the U.S. people.
Yeah.
Good morning, Joseph.
What's up,
I was
Joe?
wondering what was going on, man. We was like, man, okay, all right. Nuclear deterrence. I believe we still have a great nuclear program. The intelligence and a rapid deployment. I think we still have the power there. Good morning, Zoe, to be able to do that. So that's I think that part we still have that dominance and still have that presence there. And I think this is what keeps us in that talk of being the greatest power of the free world. It's just our military, because I do believe that our military still has that powerful dominance to them. Economic strength. This has been also questionable as of late. One of the largest economies globally. The U.S. dollar as the world's reserves currency. Wow. Industries, technology, aerospace, entertainment. We kind of lead the way from an economic standpoint. But again, until you start visiting some of these other places, bro, when we say stuff like this,
you reading it off. I'm like, when? Where?
but I'm telling you, like as I'm reading this, especially when you talk about the industries, technological, aerospace, entertainment. Man, when you start visiting other countries and you see like, I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna go live from Patang when we go to Phuket. I'm gonna go live from Patang, and I'm gonna show you, man, a strip that they got that'll make Bourbon Street, the Fremont experience, Beale Street, make them look like child's play.
Wow.
Watch. I'm gonna go live, or at least I'm a video. If I can't go live, I'm a video and then play it later. Right. It's off the chain, and that's just from an entertainment standpoint, not from a military standpoint or economic standpoint. A lot of those places, man, are geared toward tourism. So they're counting on the tourism dollars, even though I can say Beale Street, I can say, even though a lot of tourism, even Bourbon Street, Fremont experience in Vegas, even though a lot of tourism show up, I think that those areas could still make it if it wasn't a lot of tourism. Because there's so many local people attend those as well, if that makes sense. Yeah. But global trade and finance hub, I still think we are an economic power strength there. And I still think we have one of the largest economies globally. I think that too. And again, I think as we're talking that some of this stuff is trying to shift.
Because it's being tampered with for no reason at all.
I think some of this stuff is trying to shift a little bit. So okay. Political and diplomatic influence. I think that's one of the reasons we've always been known, because of the president of the United States is the most powerful position in the world. But when you start looking at the influences and stuff, and we've always had really strong. Even though some of the presidents we've had have made mistakes in the past, ain't nobody perfect. Uh, but we still you still wouldn't have people to really just kind of challenge that. Like even if we had a president that was kind of screwing up, ain't nobody
Mhm.
challenged it. Leading role in the post World War II institutions, UN, World Bank, IMF, NATO, promotes democracy, freedoms, and human rights. And
Mm,
again,
mm.
some of this stuff is currently trying to slip or
Very questionable.
look or has slipped. Acts as a mediator,
Mm,
enforcer, and
yeah.
coalition builder in crisis. This is where we've been known probably as more of a brute or a bully in some areas when it comes
Mhm.
to enforcing. And I think sometimes, there has to be some balance and somebody has to stand up for the little people.
Mhm.
And I think we've done that, but I think at times we've overstepped those boundaries.
Right.
Yeah, I think when people have picked on the smaller people, or picked on countries or countries was trying to invade countries that they knew didn't have, or for their resource that knew didn't have the powerful military might, and then the U.S. would step in, or other allies, the U.S. and the allies would step in. So I understand that.
Yeah.
Um, but and the mediation part, the mediation and enforcer part, but it's when we go overboard and we just start to kind of beat up on the smaller people, so to speak, is what kind of what kind of turns crazy. So is the U.S. still considered the greatest power?
Mm,
Uh, I still think we're one of the greatest powers,
yeah.
and I used to believe in my heart of hearts that we was the greatest. But it's
Mhm.
just like I said, as of late, man, I think we made ourselves so vulnerable uh
Yep.
with this current administration. And I mean, it would take probably longer than just him being in office 4 years to tear down our entire power. Well, I mean, he's doing a good job of cutting at it, tearing at it.
Mhm.
So let me ask you this, because we talked about one time, a few maybe a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago, about is the U.S. on the verge of a civil war? So let me ask you: do you think if something like that happened and we were
Mhm.
divided, fighting each other, do you think that other countries would step in and say, "Let's get them while they hurting right now"?
Of course.
You think that somebody would say, "Oh, we got them. They distracted like a mother. They're fighting each other. Let's jump in and go on, take them out the box."
Yeah, of course. It's too many movies and stuff out like that don't happen like that. That's keyed in on stuff like that, you know. Especially when it comes to like your finances and stuff like that, when them able to infiltrate certain thing with this all this technology. Oh yeah.
I'm still not sure that a country would say, "Yeah, they let's." I don't even know if Russia would try that.
Mhm. If not Russia, for sure, either Korea or China.
Uh, yeah, I don't know, man. That would be a good morning, Miss Paula. Good morning, pops. That would be a tough one, because if they would jump out there like that, and like, I don't know, that would be, because again, we got our hand in so much and we tied to so much. Um, that means that you'll have some other power that may not be as I don't know. That would probably definitely cause like a World War III
Mm, yeah.
for sure.
But because of the current administration, like you said, you know, they it's like they got all the brakes are off. They don't need they it, you haven't heard a president. See, sometimes it just used to be just the president maybe be off the chain, you know, like when we had the Bushes.
Right.
But for the whole administration and stuff, for the most part, riding with him for the most part, and they saying and going the same way he going. Come on, now that's kind of unheard of.
Mm.
Ain't nobody, you know, in his cabinet really kicking against him, so to speak.
Mm.
There's something wrong with that.
The OT. What's the OT?
That was just it.
The OT. But you know, I definitely still think we still consider one of the greatest powers, regardless of what's going on. It's just that I believe in some of the areas that even this particular PowerPoint mentions, I just don't think we're still at the top of the game when it comes to technology. I just think like there's at least maybe at least one country, if not two, that's running circles around us.
Mm-hmm.
The other countries don't have to; they are already winning. Ooh.
Crazy.
So elaborate when you say they are already winning. Elaborate on that, Pops, if you can. Elaborate on that. Or y'all can always scan the QR code in the top left corner to jump on if you want to jump on as a guest. But if you got too much you need to type and you want to jump on as a guest and just kind of say what you need to say, you can jump on. Just scan the QR code at the top left up there. I think the enforcer part is the part that has gotten us in trouble sometimes with other smaller countries, especially like in the Middle East over there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, we've been in a lot of stuff over there. But then you always get the Saddam Husseins and the what's the other boy, the Taliban dude? I can't think his name right now. But you get these people that pop up, man, that want to just, kill their own people and then direct all of these hatred things toward the U.S. And it's because maybe U.S. has bombed, aspects of their country at a certain time, because they were trying to flush out people who were doing wrong. That's why I said sometimes I think we've gotten in trouble in the Middle East by just kind of dipping too much,
Yeah.
But again, when you have a country that can't defend itself, at least, and then you got people invading them, somebody gotta stand up. I applaud us area, but at the same time, we got to know when to pull away and when to leave. And I think that's what our problem is. We don't.
Right. That's what I was just getting ready to say something similar, because it's one thing to have the power, but it's one thing to respect the power. And I think with this current administration, they're over usurping that power in a way that's very, like you say, it's just like, like they're tyrants, like they're dictators. And the United States, we're a democracy. We weren't supposed to run like that. They're just,
yeah.
you can't, you never seen a president say some of the stuff they say.
Yeah, which kind of adds what Pop just said. He said the current administration is self-destructing. Trump is too busy showboating. He doesn't really have a plan for anything. Well,
Yeah.
I'm different about the plan. He has a plan. Project 2025. He got a plan. And part of that plan is all the stuff that he's doing. A lot of the plan, all the stuff that he's doing. And so, we're kind of as the American people, we're just kind of caught up in it. You know what I'm saying? So this slide says that we still have the political and diplomatic influence, and I think we do on certain levels, but I think it's also because Some places just fear the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
You cultural and technological leadership. I would say cultural, yes, but technological, I don't know, man. I don't know. So medical film, music. That's what I think we are. Medical film. I mean, medical media, film, music, and platforms dominate globally. I believe that. I believe because we're culturally influence the world. All I got to do, and I know this from traveling the world too, because when I go, I see people with the Nike stuff on, with all the team stuff on.
Mm-hmm.
I see that all over the world. So I see people trying to wear the stuff that we wear, all over the world. So I do see that, from a media, film, music, platforms like that dominate global. Yes,
Yeah, I
technology,
can agree with that.
innovation. Apple, Google, Microsoft. Do y'all know most of this stuff is made in China?
I was just going to say
This- so yeah, I know people. We might have Steve Jobs and Wozniak or Wozniak or whatever. They might have founded Apple. you know,
Yeah, that's the other thing right there that kind of make you question this area right here for us, technological leadership, because we're not just technology. Culturally, we don't. The United States doesn't make anything anymore. Almost everything is either made into one, made in China, made in Mexico. We don't make hardly nothing anymore.
bro. I saw a video the other day. They weren't even in China. I don't think they were in either Korea or some other place. They went in this shop and they had these robotic leg things.
Mm-hmm.
You strap them to your leg, and then when you strap them to your leg and strap them to you, they sense like your movements and motion, and they help you walk, run, like literally. If you act like if you think you want to walk, it walks for you. If you want to run, it make you run faster. So they was renting these things out for people who wanted to like hike and walk up like the mountains and stuff like that. They was renting them because it helped them when they get tired. It basically takes over walk. If they didn't want to walk, it helps them walk,
Wow.
aids walking and climbing. And so the dude was like, I don't believe it, man. I'm gonna try. He said, you can try it on. He said, we got one. So him and his partner tried on. They in the little area in front of the stove running back and forth, walking. Like, man, these things are crazy. And the dude said, yeah, it was a lady in here the other day from the US, just bought one. She bought one. He said, oh, you sell them too? He's like, yeah. He said, how much? He's like, I think it was $11,000, $10,000, $11,000. He said, that's it. The lady bought one. So I don't know what was her reasoning. And people were all in the comments like, can these help people walk that can't walk?
Mm.
So, and I know they got some technology like that I seen in the US where it's kind of like a whole body thing, and then you walk like a robot. But this was totally different, bro.
It's more like it's sensing your it's like
Man,
picking up your
like it's
senses.
wired to your mind, and when you
Right.
think it does, yeah.
That sounds like some stuff off of Spider-Man or something.
Boy, I'm telling you, so when it talks about technological innovation, bro, I have to throw all that stuff in there and say, like, I just don't think we the world leader in that.
Yeah, China just came out with a whole car that fly.
Yep. Well, you saw I posted the car the other day that's got the car with the plane in the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. And some of the cars that they ain't even bringing over here, that's like $50,000-$60,000 would be $150,000-$200,000 over here. And they had a van.
With our educational system, him messing with that, and that's just been age old. Them folks over there, man, light years ahead of us when it comes to as far as like, I mean, it says something about the universities on the other ones, but them folks is light years ahead of us with their schooling and stuff.
Man, let me see if I can find this thing. This when I tell you that these things are crazy, and I be when I look at them, I was like, man, we ain't, what? I think the only thing we might have close to some of this stuff is maybe a Tesla or something.
hmm
Let's see if this is, and it's made by Toyota, which is the crazy part.
Mm.
Okay, this is one of them, but it's one of them. Then I'm gonna find that other one. And these things is off the chain.
Hmm.
And it's crazy because I always send them to myself or I send them to my son because these are things that when it from a technological standpoint or just the way they look just are just really nice, really nice. Let's see. I send so much stuff to myself. But go click on that next slide, Lavelle, while I'm doing this.
Okay.
I just don't think like from a technology standpoint, like I mean we good, but there's a leader. I don't know about that one. Yeah, here go
And like I
another.
said, China is a global leader in quantum communications and has the world's largest quantum communication network. It also leads in the number of related research and papers and patents.
Mm,
China dominates in the production of technology goods like electric vehicles, batteries, and
mm,
smartphones. Its computing market is also projected to outgrow the U.S. by 2029. Check this out. Military technology. China is closing the gap in military technology with reports noting Chinese dominance in key defense related research areas such as drones, hypersonic detection, and advanced robotics. The
hmm
thing you're talking about now.
Yep. And that's why I said like it's hard for me to say we're just the supreme leader as it relates to that. Now, I again, in terms of military and what we do from a military from technology, I think we're good, but I don't think we just the code. We just the coldest.
Yeah. It says the gap is narrowing. Several sources indicate that while the U.S. was once far ahead, China
Hmm
has been rapidly catching up and in some cases surpassing America capabilities.
Yeah. Historical role in defining the free world. Emerged as a superpower after World War II. We led Western democracies against Soviet Union in the Cold War. Positioned as protector of the free world, and that's why it's like protector slash bully. And
hmm
a lot of people have said that we're kind of like a bully. We kind of like bullies too, because I
hmm
think we, like you said, we've over usurped that power sometimes. Post Cold War dominance and globalization and security. You know, I think that's needed as a protector. I think we're needed in that area, but I think we kind of overstepped our bounds too.
Hmm.
This is one of the vehicles I was talking about.
Oh yeah.
And this is a Toyota vehicle that you won't see in the US unless somebody buy it and have it shipped over here.
Yeah. Ain't a whole lot of people got that type of money in the U.S.
But that's the thing. They don't cost an arm and a leg if you go over there and buy it. Now you may have to spend an arm and a leg shipping it back over here.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is probably would be equivalent. Only thing I can see is equivalent to is like the Sprinter vans.
Hmm.
Sprinter van. Look
Man,
at
that's the Jetsons, doc. That's big. That's the Jets.
this. Look how the door slide in and go to the front up there where the driver's at. So the only thing I can see close to this is this is kind of like it's like a small RV, but the only thing I can see close to this is like the um again the Sprinter van, the extra large
Hmm.
van. But this one right here is super nice.
Yeah.
So it lay down to like a bed back there. And you can slide the seats back. Look at that. Slide the whole row back. And this is probably a smaller unit that don't have the seats. Look at seats go through 3 ways. Spin around, slide to the left, right, back. Look at this right here.
Well, that's another gap thing too, Tony. Because when you think about it, you got individuals in that country can afford stuff like that. Over here in this country, in the United States, that something like this would be outlandishly high because of the
Yeah,
hyperinflation.
that's why I said, like, I think this particular vehicle right here is about 60K over there.
Yeah, man,
But
that thing it's gonna be triple
bring
that.
that over here and put that in on the Toyota lots to sell.
Yeah,
Man, this thing gonna be 150,000.
probably about 200,000.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if you can go over there and buy it for 60 and bring it back over here for, I don't know, 15, get it shipped for 15, you still coming out.
Yeah.
Because all they had to do is be able to fit in the container.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that will fit in the container.
Mm-hmm.
They're buying the container and whatever it costs to ship that container. Now, I guess the other thing would be, how do you go get it registered?
Yeah.
We don't have nothing like that in our system. You
Yeah.
take it to the DMV, they gonna be like, this shit, we ain't got nothing in our system for this. I wonder, do they have something for that?
I don't know. That's a good question.
So I guess that would be the only thing about it. I imagine, you have to figure out how to get it registered so you can drive it or use it.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you probably have the only one in riding the streets.
Of course.
So, but there are things like that over here, over there. Go to this next one. Now, here are some of the criticisms. I'm gonna remove the comments just so I'll stay. Here are some of the criticisms of U.S. power. Military intervention seen as overreach. Iraq, Afghanistan is what I
said that earlier.
yeah. That sometimes I think they kind of overstep whatever. Economic inequality at home and abroad.
I just said that.
Mhm.
Wow.
Decline in manufacturing. You just said that.
I just said that.
Rise in national debt.
I just said that.
Pop said that everything is being manufactured in China, Korea, and Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Growing competition from China and Russia.
We having that discussion currently.
Mm-hmm. criticisms of hypocrisy, promoting
Mm.
democracy abroad while struggling with domestic issues.
That's man. That should have been the name of the slide.
We're
Boy,
trying to promote democracy across the world, and we're struggling right here at
yep,
home.
that's crazy. Ooh,
So when you start to listen to these criticisms, and you know they're kind of true, well, it ain't kind of, you know, they true from what's going on.
hmm
Do they question whether in your mind that we are still a superpower?
it does.
I have questions, but I don't think that we're not a superpower, because I think that they're like, I think if we were challenged in that way, somebody came, we will reunite to take care of whatever the foreign enemy is.
Well, see, the problem is this, bro. The United States, man, got so much dirt. We don't did so much dirty stuff, underhand and stuff, you know. And the dude, the video that I showed you, that's talking about Charlie Kirk. I follow him a lot now, and he got a video. He said, man, the roosters are coming home to crow. He said the sheet is being pulled back, and this country has to reap what it has done to so many people, you know, especially us as a people. And then now they messing with these, Hispanics and Mexicans and stuff like that. You know, some of them folks have came and got their citizenship the right way, you know, and they constantly messing with folks. You got to get that back.
Right.
That's just what that is. So, hey,
Mm, 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 mm.
we some dirty folks, doc. But now we just saying it, you know, they used to be where they used to say the stuff, you know, you kind of had to kind of detect what they're saying. Now he just saying, you know, it don't even matter no more.
Mm.
So yeah.
Ooh, it's kind of crazy, bro. This is the hand that we've been dealt.
Mm-hmm.
This is the hand that we've been dealt.
That bullet point right there, though, that criticism of hypocrisy. Ooh, that's powerful right there. I mean, that's the gist of what we're dealing with.
Yeah. Promoting democracy while abroad, struggling with the muscles. Yeah. Over reliance on military power rather than diplomacy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the way we've handled all our conflicts. We just send the military in and boom, or we just drop a bomb on them, and instead of
Mm-hmm.
like sitting down and trying to. Now, and that had, I don't think that has happened with every situation. I think that we did try to deploy some diplomacy in some situations, and we, you know, and then in some situations, you know, there is no diplomacy needed. You have to just send your mighty military power in there to take care of your business.
Well, the thing about it is, man, you know, some of these countries are dynasties. They be a dynasties. Like, you know, you think about China, and I use it is even like in the sports arena. When you think about like the Los Angeles Lakers or the Dallas Cowboys, or, you know what I'm saying? Those folks pride themselves on winning and doing those things and building those dynasties like that. And I think that, you know, when you think about stuff like that, you got to understand at some point that time gonna come to an end.
Right.
And I don't think, you know, we not preparing ourselves to say, hey, we were that power, but at some point it's time. It's time. You know, it's time up.
Right.
What you said,
Man, we got a lot. We have a lot to be thankful for,
oh yeah,
but there's some stuff that I'm absolutely positively ashamed of.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way we've done some countries and some people, man. And that's why, what's the guy name that you posted the video of? I can't never think of it because he got one of them long names. The Muslim guy.
That's what I was just talking about. I can't think of his name neither.
Yeah, he kind of talks about that in that video. How
Mhm.
we kind of interjected ourselves and done some stuff, and then he says coming back home to roost,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
that's that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting comment, interesting
Mhm.
statement. Let's clock this T man with our girl Queen Watkins, bro.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all know what time it is. Put
Come on
them
with it.
phones down, fingers up. It's time to clock that tea with your girl, Queen Watkins. I hope y'all are having an amazing morning. But y'all know what time it is. It's time to clock that tea. Have y'all seen the video of the 63-year-old man from Florida that got arrested, y'all, for beating his daughter?
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about it. So it was a Sunday morning, and the father had went into the daughter's room to wake her up for church. And when he went in there and told her to get up, she acted as if he was not there, like he was invisible. She didn't move. He like, come on, you got to get up. We got to get to church. Man, old girl didn't move. It irritated him, so he punched her in the chest. Pow, right? So she gets up. She ready to fight. She ready to fight her daddy. You ready to fight your 63-year-old daddy because you in his house and he telling you to get yourself up and come to church. Oh, okay. So she gets up and she tries to fight him and he ain't going. So he gets an electrical cord and he get the wop wop wop. You know what I'm saying? So and he tells
Expansion
her
cord.
to get out of his house. So ended up, she's not the only one that called the police. She called the police from outside. He called the police from inside. So when the police got there, they seen the welts on her or whatever, and they was asking her, did she want any medical attention? She was like, no, she don't need any medical attention, right? But they arrested him because they said it was child abuse. That's what they said. And they ended up giving him a $2,500 bill. But the judge also ordered him not to be around his daughter, period, because of that incident. So he couldn't be around her, couldn't be seen around her, whoop band, whatever, whatever. I do not have all the details of where they are right now. Like if he's still in jail, if he bond out, probably did. But all in all, he went to jail because he was disciplining his daughter because her mouth slipped, because she trying to fight, because she wasn't paying no attention to what she doing. This is what's going on now in
Mm-hmm.
2020, between 2020 and 2025, okay? You call the police. These kids can call the police. If they get disciplined, knowing they was wrong, they can still call the police. And the police going to be on their side, calling child abuse. But y'all ain't out here taking children that needs to be taken away from certain people, right? Until you hear a scary story of something happening to the children, right? But because his daddy want to have Jesus in his daughter life, he had to go to jail for an unnecessary reason. She didn't need no medical attention. So to me, one shit wrong with her. All right, y'all. That's all the tea that I have today. Make sure y'all tune in to 2 Minutes Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. sharp. And don't forget to stay tuned for your girl, Queen Watkins. Clock that tea. Y'all, November is right around the corner. Please, please, please continue to send in your donations. Thank you to the ones that have, and thank you to the ones that are going to. But please don't let it slip your mind. November is right around the corner. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye.
Man, look,
Yeah, we don't have all the details to this story, so I kind of want to touch
he
on.
in addition to when she wanted to fight him, he put her at the house. That's why she ended up calling. He put out. He said, "Get out of my house. You don't want to buy my roof, get out of my house." And So that's why she was outside of the house. You know,
Mm.
he didn't put out. As far as I know, he did get out. I don't know what the consequences were after that. But it really just depends, man. These kids, some of these kids get crazy, call the police. But I've seen situations right here in Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
The kid that called, the police showed up, and they was like, "Mama should have beat you." They don't take the parent to jail, and so it really just depends on who show up to the scene.
Right.
Some of them may, some of them may not, depending on what the problem is. They might feel like, hey, or they might have one of them little talks with you. So these kids are very disrespectful nowadays. They very disrespectful. When he went in the first time and tapped her and shook her and said, "Hey, get up, it's time for church," she should have rolled her butt on up out the bed and put her clothes on. Like my mom used to tell us, you ain't going to church, you're gonna get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't had that option when we were young.
I always play devil's advocate to certain stuff like that. I ain't saying what you're saying is not true, but it seems as though to me there's a breakdown in relationship with their father and their daughter. And I ain't saying that she shouldn't have got up and went to church, but it's something. He's there, but he's not present, like you always say.
Because we don't know all of the story.
Right.
I won't even speculate, because it could be one of those situations where she just one of them hanging around the wrong people, and at that
I watched it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So I'm not gonna really comment on that aspects of it, because all I know is if I'm the parent and I say, "Hey, get up and go to church," and you lay there like you don't hear me, and you gonna disrespect me like you don't hear me, I'm coming in whack, 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 whack. Get your butt up. And that has happened before. I done woke the kids up school. Get up, time for school. They done later. I come back in at that belt, whack them a couple times, whack, whack. They get on up and get their butt ready.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they, and I did it. My mom used to wake us up on Saturday morning. That was cleanup time. Saturday morning was cleanup time. My mom would come in, y'all get up and clean these rooms up, mop these floors, and take the covers out the bed and put some new cover, and we be still laying there. She'll say it twice. I told y'all to get up now and get, that third time.
It's going down.
Oh yeah. You finna hear them whack, 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 whack. And you're gonna be jumping when you hear the footsteps coming back down the hallway. Trying to jump up at the last minute. So yeah, man. We don't know all of the information.
Right.
We don't know the dynamic of their relationship. That's true. But it is a whole lot of disrespectful kids out here. All you gotta do is say something to one of them on the street, and you'll find out real quick how disrespectful they are.
Yeah.
Really quick. So look, man, that's all we got today, man. Hope y'all have enjoyed another show, man. Is the U.S. still considered the greatest power in the free world? I'm gonna say we're still one of them, but I just think it's slipping. It's starting to slip a little bit. I'm just gonna say it like that. We're starting to slip a little bit. And that's not because, well, it is because of our current leadership and administration, but also because I think that certain technological advances are being made by China and Russia that are creeping up on us really quick, if not have already matched what we're matching, but they getting up there pretty quick. So that's all I have, man. Hope you guys have enjoyed it today, man. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, man. Too Many Hats, a YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to that page. The ones that already are tuning in by YouTube, we're trying to get as many subscribers over there and joining in by YouTube as possible, because we do understand that these Facebook posts only stay up for 30 days now, then they take them down. But they're kind of as of right now, they're forever on YouTube. As of right now, we don't know how long that's gonna be, but we want to kind of keep it going over there, man. As best we can. So thank you guys again. We appreciate you guys. Lavelle, close us out, brother.
All right, yo guys. Happy Monday. Have a great rest of y'all week. They say they've made 227 arrests, Tony. What you think about that?
No comment. No comment.
Yeah, all right. All right. Let us pray. Most gracious and God, our Father God, we thank you for this day. Thank you for this time. Thank you for keeping us, Lord God. Thank you for keeping our families. Lord God, we ask you to continue to touch us through the rest of this week. Let it be the week that you would have it to be. Touch Tony family, Queen family, my family, and every family associated with it. Lord God, we just continue to ask you to touch our podcast that you have given us to aware individuals what's going on in our world, in our country, and in our city, Lord God. We actually do this in your dollar son Jesus' name, and we said amen.
Amen, man. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same bad time.
Same bad place.
2 Men in Hats.
Let's talk about it.
It's the 2 Minute Hats podcast with your host with the most, Tony and Lavelle, every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock Dead P. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. 2 Minute Hats podcast.